Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a rut, living below your potential, and wondering how others seem to be crushing it while you're just drifting through life? You're not alone. I've been there too, and I'm guessing you're here because you're ready to break free from the chains of mediocrity and become the best version of yourself. As we all know, becoming our best selves doesn't happen overnight. It takes effort, dedication, and a willingness to learn and grow. But where do we start? For many of us, the journey begins with a wake-up call, a moment of realization that we're not living up to our full potential. Meet Alex, our protagonist. Alex is a 30-year-old guy who's been feeling stuck in his life for a while now. He's got a good job, a nice apartment, and a bunch of friends, but somehow, he just can't seem to muster up the motivation to do anything meaningful. He's always making excuses: I'm too tired, I'm too busy, or I'm just not feeling it today. Sound familiar? The thing is, excuses are just that, excuses. They're not reasons, they're just weak justifications for not taking action. And let's be real, we all know that deep down, we're capable of more. We just need to tap into that potential and start taking small steps towards our goals. But here's the thing, it's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it, and putting in the work. It's about making small progress, not trying to tackle everything at once. And that's exactly what Alex decides to do. The turning point. One day, Alex has a conversation with a friend who's always been a source of inspiration for him. This friend asks Alex what's holding him back from pursuing his passions, and Alex finally opens up about his lack of motivation. His friend listens attentively and then says something that changes everything: you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Those words hit Alex like a ton of bricks. He realizes that he's been waiting for the perfect moment to start, but the truth is, there's no such thing. We all have to start somewhere, and the only way to get started is to take that first step. Alex decides to make a commitment to himself to improve one area of his life every day. It's not about making drastic changes, it's about making small, incremental progress. And that's exactly what we're going to explore in this video: how to make small progress towards your goals and become the best version of yourself. The journey begins. So, let's get started on this journey together. In the next section, we'll dive deeper into the power of small progress and how it can lead to significant growth. We'll explore some practical tips and strategies for making small changes in your life, and we'll also discuss some common obstacles that might hold you back. But before we move on, I want to leave you with a question. What's one area of your life where you feel stuck or stagnant? Is it your career, your relationships, or your health? Whatever it is, know that you're not alone, and there is a way out. In the next section, we'll start exploring some practical strategies for making small progress and breaking free from the chains of mediocrity. So, let's get started on this journey together and become the best version of ourselves. Section 2: Understanding the struggle of low potential. As we explore the concept of becoming your best version, it's essential to acknowledge the struggles that hold us back. Meet Alex, a 30-year-old who's been coasting through life, never quite reaching his full potential. He's stuck in a rut, and it's time to understand why. For Alex, life has become a series of excuses and laziness. He wakes up late, hits the snooze button multiple times, and stumbles out of bed only to roll into a daily routine that's more about surviving than thriving. The thought of putting in extra effort or pushing himself to excel is daunting. Why bother, he thinks. What's the point? This mindset is all too familiar for many of us. We've all been there, feeling stuck, unfulfilled, and uncertain about how to break free. But the truth is, excuses and laziness are just symptoms of a deeper issue. They're a cry for help, a sign that we're not living up to our potential. So, what's holding us back? Let's take a closer look at the excuses that Alex uses to justify his lack of progress. I'm too tired, he says. I'm not motivated. I don't have the resources all the time. These excuses might seem valid at first glance, but scratch beneath the surface, and you'll find that they're just a thin veil hiding a deeper lack of commitment. The truth is, we all have the resources and the time. We all have the potential to achieve great things. But it's our mindset that holds us back. It's our willingness, or lack thereof, to put in the effort, to take risks, and to push ourselves outside of our comfort zones. So, what's the answer? The key to overcoming excuses and laziness lies in understanding that progress is not a destination, it's a journey. It's a series of small, incremental steps that add up to a significant difference over time. And it starts with a single, simple decision to commit to improving one area of your life daily. This might seem daunting at first, but trust me, it's not. It's a tiny, manageable step that can be taken in the midst of chaos. It's a reminder that we're not trying to change everything at once, but rather, we're focusing on one thing, just one, and making progress in that area. So, what area should you start with? Let's explore some ideas. Do you want to improve your physical health? Start by committing to a daily 10-minute workout. Do you want to enhance your mental well-being? Begin by dedicating 10 minutes a day to meditation or mindfulness. Whatever your goal, start small and focus on making progress in that one area. The beauty of this approach is that it's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. It's about showing up, day after day, and taking small steps towards your goals. And here's the thing, those small steps add up. They might not seem like much at first, but over time, they can lead to significant growth and change. So, are you ready to start making progress? Are you ready to break free from excuses and laziness and become the best version of yourself? Let's explore how in the next section. Section 3, A Life of Mediocrity, the struggle is real. As we continue our journey to becoming our best version, let's talk about the elephant in the room, living below our potential. We've all been there, stuck in a rut, making excuses, and relying on our friends to bail us out. You know, that friend who's always saying tomorrow, but never quite gets around to it. Sound familiar? Laziness is a sly enemy that creeps up on us when we're not paying attention. Before we know it, we're stuck in a never-ending cycle of procrastination. And the worst part? We become experts at justifying our lack of effort. I'm tired, I'm busy, I'll do it later. These are just a few of the many excuses we use to avoid putting in the work. Let's be real, folks. We all have the potential to be more, to achieve more, to earn more, to live more, but until we're willing to take responsibility for our lives, we'll be stuck in this mediocre state. And let me tell you, it's a lonely place to be. You're constantly feeling unfulfilled, like there's something missing, but you can't quite put your finger on it. That's because you're meant for more. Here's the thing, we don't have to be this way. We can choose to break free from the chains of laziness and start living the life we truly desire. And the good news is, it starts with small, incremental changes. One daily improvement at a time. Imagine waking up every morning with a sense of purpose. You know exactly what you need to do to move closer to your goals, and you tackle it head-on. You're not waiting for tomorrow or the next day or the day after that. You're taking action today. Now, I know what you're thinking, but how do I get started? Well, let's talk about the power of small progress. When we focus on making one tiny improvement each day, it may not seem like a lot, but trust me, it's a game changer. Before you know it, those small wins will snowball into something much bigger. And that's when the magic happens. We'll talk more about the importance of small progress and how to apply it to your life in the next section. But for now, let's focus on the benefits of daily improvement. When we commit to making a change, even if it's just a tiny one, we start to feel a sense of accomplishment. And that feeling is addictive. We begin to crave more of it, and before we know it, we're on a roll. The key is to focus on progress, not perfection. Don't get stuck on the idea that you need to be perfect to start making changes. Newsflash, nobody is perfect. And if you're waiting for the right moment to start, you'll be waiting forever. The truth is, the perfect moment is now. Let's take it one step at a time. In the next section, we'll dive deeper into the power of small progress and how you can apply it to your life. But for now, take a moment to reflect on your own life. Where are you living below your potential? What's holding you back from achieving your dreams? And what's one tiny step you can take today to start moving closer to your goals? That's all for this section, folks. Remember, becoming our best version is a journey, not a destination. It's a process of small, incremental changes that add up to something much bigger over time. And the best part? You're in control. You get to choose how you want to live your life, and it's never too late to make a change. Stay tuned for the next section, where we'll explore the power of small progress and how you can apply it to your life. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content on self-improvement and personal growth. Section 4. Either struggle with excess excuses. You know, we've all been there, feeling stuck and unsure of how to break free. But often, it's not the lack of motivation or ability that's holding us back, it's the excuses we make to ourselves. We're all experts at finding reasons why we can't do this or that. I'm too tired, I'm too busy, I'm just not good enough. These excuses become a shield that protects us from taking responsibility for our lives. Let's face it, excuses are just a form of laziness in disguise. And laziness can be a sneaky thing. It's easy to convince ourselves that taking that extra step or making that phone call is just too much work. But the truth is, every great success story started with someone taking that first step. And it's not just about grand, monumental actions, it's about the small, daily choices we make that add up to big changes over time. I want to share a story with you. Imagine a guy, let's call him Alex, who's always dreamed of starting his own business. But every time he tries to take the first step, he makes up an excuse. I'm not ready yet, I need more experience, I'm not sure if it's the right time. And as the days turn into weeks, and the weeks turn into months, Alex becomes comfortable with being stuck. He becomes comfortable with being someone who's just not good enough. Now, let's talk about the power of small progress. You see, when we focus on making small, daily improvements, it's amazing how quickly our lives can start to shift. It's like a snowball effect, one small step leads to another, and another, and another. Before we know it, we're on a roll, and those excuses start to lose their power. So, here's a challenge for you. For the next 30 days, commit to making one small improvement to your life each day. It can be as simple as getting up 15 minutes earlier, or going for a 10-minute walk. Just take that first step, and watch how your life starts to change. Don't worry about being perfect, just focus on being consistent. In the next section, we'll talk about the importance of accountability and how having the right people around you can help you stay on track. But for now, let's focus on the idea that becoming our best selves is a journey, not a destination. It's about progress, not perfection. Section 5. Living below potential, the weight of laziness. So, you know that feeling when you're just going through the motions? When every day feels like Groundhog Day, and you're just trying to get by? That's what life can feel like when you're living below your potential. You might be thinking, I'm good enough, or I'm just not that motivated, but the truth is, you're selling yourself short. Think about it, when you're not pushing yourself to be better, you're not living up to your own expectations. You're not challenging yourself, and you're not growing as a person. And let's be real, it's not just about you. When you're not reaching your full potential, you're affecting the people around you too. Your family, friends, and colleagues might be feeling the weight of your lack of motivation. Now, I know what you're thinking, but it's hard to get motivated when life is so overwhelming. And I get it, life can be tough. But the thing is, it's not about being perfect, it's about being better than you were yesterday. It's about taking small steps towards your goals, even when it feels like the universe is against you. And trust me, it's a lot easier to make excuses than it is to take action. But excuses are just that, excuses. They're not reasons. Let's talk about excuses for a minute. We all make them, don't we? I'm too tired, I don't have the time, I'm not good enough. But the truth is, these excuses are just a crutch. They're a way to avoid taking responsibility for our own lives. And when we make excuses, we're not just hurting ourselves, we're hurting the people around us too. So, what's the solution? It's simple, take responsibility for your own life. Don't make excuses, make progress. And progress doesn't have to be big, it just has to be. It can be as simple as waking up 15 minutes earlier each day or taking a 10-minute walk outside. The point is, it's about taking small, consistent steps towards your goals. Now, I want to tell you a story about a friend of mine. Let's call him Alex. Alex was a brilliant guy, but he was stuck in a rut. He was working a dead-end job, and he felt like he was just going through the motions. He was making excuses left and right. I don't have the money, I don't have the time, I'm not good enough. But one day, something clicked. He realized that he was living below his potential, and he didn't like it. So, Alex made a decision. He decided to improve one area of his life each day. It started with small things like waking up 15 minutes earlier each day or taking a 10-minute walk outside. But as the days went by, he started to notice a change. He felt more energized, more motivated, and more confident. And it wasn't just him, the people around him noticed a change too. Alex's girlfriend noticed that he was more present and engaged in conversations. His friends noticed that he was more outgoing and confident. And his family noticed that he was more patient and understanding. And you know what? Alex wasn't just feeling better, he was actually getting better too. He started to take on new challenges at work, and he started to see real progress. He started to take care of his body and his mind, and he started to feel more energized and motivated. And it all started with small, consistent steps. Now, I know what you're thinking, that's all well and good, but how do I do it? Well, here's the thing, you don't have to do it all at once. You just have to take small steps towards your goals each day. And it's not about being perfect, it's about being better than you were yesterday. So, I want to leave you with a challenge today. Take one area of your life and decide to improve it each day. It can be as simple as waking up 15 minutes earlier each day or taking a 10-minute walk outside. Just take small, consistent steps towards your goals and watch yourself grow. Section 6, From Low Potential to Small Progress. As we continue on our journey to become our best versions, we need to face the harsh reality that many of us are living below our potential. We've all been there, stuck in a rut, feeling unfulfilled, and wondering where it all went wrong. But the good news is that it's never too late to make a change. Let's take a closer look at what's holding us back. One of the biggest obstacles to our growth is laziness. It's that nagging feeling that tells us to hit the snooze button, to put off important tasks, and to indulge in mindless scrolling on social media. Laziness is a slippery slope, and before we know it, we're stuck in a cycle of procrastination and mediocrity. But laziness is just the tip of the iceberg. Excuses are another major culprit that keeps us from reaching our full potential. We tell ourselves that we're too busy, too tired, or too overwhelmed. But the truth is, we're often making excuses rather than taking action. We're afraid of failure, afraid of rejection, and afraid of the unknown. But what if I told you that these excuses are just a manifestation of our own limiting beliefs? The good news is that we have the power to change our mindset and break free from these self-imposing limitations. The key is to start small. Instead of trying to overhaul your entire life, focus on making one small improvement each day. It could be as simple as waking up 15 minutes earlier, taking a 10-minute walk during your lunch break, or committing to read one chapter of a self-help book. The idea is to build momentum, to create a snowball effect that propels you forward. And here's the thing, it doesn't matter how small the progress may seem. What matters is that you're taking action, that you're moving in the right direction, and that you're making progress towards your goals. Let me give you an example. John, a 30-year-old software engineer, was feeling stuck in his career. He was making good money, but he felt unfulfilled and restless. One day, he decided to take a small step towards improving his life. He started by committing to learn a new programming language each week. At first, it was tough. He'd often find himself hitting the snooze button and procrastinating on his studies. But he persisted, and slowly but surely, he started to see progress. John's daily improvement was having a ripple effect on other areas of his life. He was waking up earlier, exercising more, and even started a side hustle as a freelance developer. 2 years later, John was making 6 figures, working on projects he loved, and living a life that was true to himself. The lesson here is that small progress is not just a means to an end, but an end in itself. It's not about achieving perfection, but about making progress towards our goals. And it's not about waiting for motivation to strike, but about taking action despite our fears and doubts. In the next section, we'll explore the concept of growth and how it's not just about achieving success, but about becoming the person we need to be in order to achieve it. Stay tuned, and let's keep pushing forward on our journey to becoming our best versions. As you reflect on your own life, ask yourself, what's one small improvement you can make today? What's one area of your life that you can commit to improving each day? Remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about making progress, one small step at a time. Actionable advice, identify one area of your life that you'd like to improve. Break down the goal into smaller, manageable steps. Commit to taking action each day, no matter how small the progress may seem. Celebrate your small wins and build momentum towards your goals. Retention tip, as you watch this video, take notes on the one area of your life that you'd like to improve. Write down one small step you can take each day to make progress towards your goal. Share your progress in the comments below, and let's hold each other accountable on our journey to becoming our best versions. Section 7, the turning point, from low potential to growth. You know, we've all been there at some point in our lives. Feeling stuck, unmotivated, and unsure of how to get out of that rut. Our hero, Alex, was no exception. He had a lot of potential, but for one reason or another, he just couldn't seem to tap into it. Every day was a repeat of the same old routine: wake up, go through the motions, and then head back to bed, feeling unfulfilled and unhappy. As we mentioned earlier, Alex was a master of excuses. Whether it was work, family, or friends, there was always something that seemed to get in the way of him pursuing his dreams. But what's interesting is that these excuses weren't just random, they were actually a symptom of a deeper issue: laziness. Alex had become so comfortable with the status quo that he didn't see a need to change. But all of that changed one day when Alex stumbled upon an article about the power of small, incremental changes in our lives. It talked about how making tiny improvements each day can add up to big results over time. Something about that resonated with him, and for the first time in a long while, he felt a spark of motivation. Here's the thing, Alex didn't try to change everything at once. He didn't try to overhaul his entire life in one go. No, he took a different approach. He decided to focus on just one area of his life, his daily routine. He realized that if he could just get his morning routine in order, it would set him up for success the rest of the day. So, Alex started small. He set his alarm clock 15 minutes earlier each day and used that extra time to meditate and plan out his day. It wasn't much, but it was a start. And as he continued to show up each day, he began to feel a sense of accomplishment that he hadn't felt in a long time. The key here is that Alex didn't try to tackle everything at once. He focused on one thing, his daily routine, and used that as a stepping stone to bigger and better things. By doing so, he was able to create a sense of momentum that carried him through the rest of the day. Actionable advice, identify one area of your life that you'd like to improve. Break down the goal into smaller, manageable steps. Commit to taking action each day, no matter how small the progress may seem. Celebrate your small wins and build momentum towards your goals. Retention tip, as you watch this video, take notes on the one area of your life that you'd like to improve. Write down one small step you can take each day to make progress towards your goal. Share your progress in the comments below, and let's hold each other accountable on our journey to becoming our best versions. Section 7, the turning point, from low potential to growth. You know, we've all been there at some point in our lives. Feeling stuck, unmotivated, and unsure of how to get out of that rut. Our hero, Alex, was no exception. He had a lot of potential, but for one reason or another, he just couldn't seem to tap into it. Every day was a repeat of the same old routine: wake up, go through the motions, and then head back to bed, feeling unfulfilled and unhappy. As we mentioned earlier, Alex was a master of excuses. Whether it was work, family, or friends, there was always something that seemed to get in the way of him pursuing his dreams. But what's interesting is that these excuses weren't just random, they were actually a symptom of a deeper issue: laziness. Alex had become so comfortable with the status quo that he didn't see a need to change. But all of that changed one day when Alex stumbled upon an article about the power of small, incremental changes in our lives. It talked about how making tiny improvements each day can add up to big results over time. Something about that resonated with him, and for the first time in a long while, he felt a spark of motivation. Here's the thing, Alex didn't try to change everything at once. He didn't try to overhaul his entire life in one go. No, he took a different approach. He decided to focus on just one area of his life, his daily routine. He realized that if he could just get his morning routine in order, it would set him up for success the rest of the day. So, Alex started small. He set his alarm clock 15 minutes earlier each day and used that extra time to meditate and plan out his day. It wasn't much, but it was a start. And as he continued to show up each day, he began to feel a sense of accomplishment that he hadn't felt in a long time. The key here is that Alex didn't try to tackle everything at once. He focused on one thing, his daily routine, and used that as a stepping stone to bigger and better things. By doing so, he was able to create a sense of momentum that carried him through the rest of the day. So, how do you stay motivated when the going gets tough? For our protagonist, it was about finding his why. He had to remind himself why he was working towards his goal in the first place. What was his purpose? What did he want to achieve? When he connected with his why, he found the motivation to keep going, even on the toughest of days. Now, I know what you're thinking, this all sounds great, but how do I actually make it happen? Well, the good news is that it's not rocket science. It's simple, start small, be consistent, and find your why. But here's the thing, it's not just about the process, it's about the mindset. You see, when you start to make progress, you begin to see yourself in a different light. You realize that you're capable of more than you ever thought possible. And that's when the magic happens. That's when you start to feel like the best version of yourself. But here's the thing, it's not just about you. It's about the impact you have on those around you. When you're living your best life, you become a beacon of hope and inspiration for others. You start to spread your wings and fly, and it's an incredible feeling. So, what's holding you back? Is it laziness? Excuses? Fear? Whatever it is, I want you to know that it's not too late to make a change. You have the power to choose how you want to live your life, and I'm here to encourage you to be your best self. Don't wait any longer, start making progress today. Section 9, the turning point. As we've seen, living below our potential can be a vicious cycle. We make excuses, blame others, and justify our laziness. But there's a moment when something clicks, and we realize we have the power to change. Let's call it the turning point. We've all heard the phrase, small steps lead to giant leaps. But what does it really mean? It means that making progress is not about grand, all-or-nothing decisions. It's about taking daily, incremental steps towards our goals. It's about focusing on one area of our lives and improving it, no matter how small that improvement may seem. For our character, the turning point comes when he decides to improve his physical health. He's always wanted to run a marathon, but somehow never found the time. Now, he realizes that if he's going to change his life, he needs to start with something tangible. So, he sets a goal to run for just 10 minutes each day. At first, it's tough. His body aches, and he struggles to keep going. But he pushes through, and slowly, he starts to notice changes. His breathing gets easier, his legs get stronger, and his confidence grows. He starts to see that he's capable of more than he ever thought possible. This is the power of incremental progress. It's not about making a huge change all at once. It's about making small, consistent improvements that add up over time. And it's not just about physical health. This principle can be applied to any area of our lives. We can improve our relationships, our careers, or our mental well-being by taking small, daily steps. So, how can you apply this principle to your life? Start by identifying one area where you'd like to make progress. It could be anything from learning a new language to cooking healthier meals. Once you've identified your area of focus, set a daily goal that's achievable, but still challenging. For example, if you want to learn a new language, set a goal to practice for just 10 minutes each day. If you want to cook healthier meals, set a goal to try a new recipe each week. The key is to start small and be consistent. Remember, the goal is not to make a huge change all at once. It's to make small, incremental progress that adds up over time. And it's not just about achieving your goals. It's about the journey, the process, and the growth that comes with it. In the next section, we'll explore how to overcome obstacles and stay motivated. But for now, let's focus on the importance of taking small steps towards our goals. By doing so, we'll create a ripple effect of positive change that can transform our lives in incredible ways. As we move forward, keep in mind that the journey to becoming our best selves is not a straight line. It's a winding road with ups and downs, twists and turns. But with each small step, we'll get closer to our goals, and we'll become the best version of ourselves. Section 10, The Turning Point, From Excuses to Action. As we've seen in our story so far, our protagonist has been stuck in a rut, blaming others and making excuses for his lack of progress. But today, something changes. Today, he decides to take control of his life and start making small improvements, one area at a time. This turning point is crucial, as it marks the beginning of his journey towards becoming his best self. You see, most of us know what we need to do to improve our lives, but we often get stuck in a cycle of procrastination and excuses. We tell ourselves that we're too busy, or that we don't have the time or resources to make changes. But the truth is, we always have the power to choose how we spend our time and energy. We can choose to make excuses, or we can choose to take action. So, what triggered our protagonist's turning point? Was it a wake-up call from a loved one, a personal crisis, or simply a desire to break free from the status quo? Whatever it was, it gave him the courage to take the first step towards self-improvement. Now, let's talk about what this first step might look like in real life. Perhaps it's waking up 15 minutes earlier each day to meditate, or dedicating an hour on the weekend to learning a new skill. It doesn't have to be grand or dramatic, just a small, consistent action that sets us on the path towards growth. The key here is to focus on progress, not perfection. We don't need to overhaul our entire lives in one go, just one small step at a time will do. And that's exactly what our protagonist does. He starts by improving one area of his life each day, whether it's his physical health, mental well-being, or relationships. By doing so, he creates a sense of momentum and motivation, which propels him forward and encourages him to make even more changes. It's a snowball effect, where small improvements build upon each other, creating a significant impact over time. But here's the thing, this journey is not without its setbacks. There will be days when we feel like giving up, when the excuses and negative self-talk start to creep in. That's when we need to remind ourselves of our why, our purpose and motivation for making these changes. For our protagonist, his why is to become the best version of himself, to live a life that's authentic and fulfilling. And that's what keeps him going, even when the road ahead seems uncertain. So, what can we learn from our protagonist's journey? How can we apply these lessons to our own lives? Let's take a closer look. Firstly, we need to recognize that small progress is still progress. It may not be glamorous or exciting, but it's a step in the right direction. By focusing on the process, rather than the outcome, we can build momentum and motivation. Secondly, we need to be kind to ourselves and acknowledge that it's okay to make mistakes. We're not going to get it right all the time, but that's where the learning happens. It's how we respond to those setbacks that matters. Do we let them hold us back, or do we use them as opportunities for growth? Lastly, we need to remember that becoming our best selves is a journey, not a destination. It's a continuous process of learning, growing, and evolving, and that's what makes it so exciting, the promise of new experiences, new skills, and new perspectives. In the next section, we'll explore how our protagonist's journey takes him from small improvements to significant growth. We'll discuss the importance of community support, accountability, and self-compassion in sustaining our progress. Stay tuned. Section 11, Turning Point, Embracing Daily Growth. As we continue with our story, we find our protagonist stuck in a rut. He's been making excuses and justifying his laziness for far too long. But something inside of him starts to shift. He begins to realize that he's been living below his potential, and that it's time for a change. Let's call this turning point that spark within. It's that inner voice that whispers, "Hey, you're better than this." Our protagonist starts to feel a sense of restlessness, a growing desire to break free from the chains of mediocrity. He begins to wonder, what if I started improving just one area of my life each day? At first, it sounds silly. One area of life each day? What a tiny step. But the truth is, it's a game changer. By focusing on just one thing, our protagonist can start to build momentum. He can develop a sense of accomplishment and confidence that will propel him forward. Imagine waking up each morning with a clear intention. Today, I will improve my language skills. Or, today, I will work on my physical fitness. The possibilities are endless, and the excitement is palpable. Our protagonist starts to see the potential for growth and development in every aspect of his life. Now, I want to share a personal story with you. A few years ago, I was struggling with my writing skills. I felt like I was stuck in a rut, and my writing was suffering as a result. So, I made a conscious decision to dedicate just 15 minutes each day to writing. I started with short exercises, like free writing or journaling. Over time, I began to see improvement in my writing. My sentences became more concise, my ideas more coherent. The key is to start small. Don't try to overhaul your entire life in one day. That's overwhelming, and it's a recipe for disaster. Instead, focus on making tiny, incremental improvements. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small they may seem. Before you know it, you'll be on a roll, and your growth will accelerate exponentially. This is the power of daily improvement. It's a mindset shift that will transform your life in profound ways. By committing to small, daily changes, you'll develop a sense of discipline and perseverance that will carry you through even the toughest challenges. As our protagonist continues on his journey, he starts to notice the subtle yet significant changes in his life. His relationships improve, his work becomes more engaging, and his overall well-being increases. He's not just improving one area of his life, he's transforming his entire existence. In the next section, we'll explore the concept of small progress and how it's essential to our growth. We'll dive deeper into the psychology behind incremental improvement and how it can lead to profound breakthroughs. Stay tuned. Section 12, Conquering Laziness and Excuses for Good. As we continue our journey of self-improvement, it's essential to address two significant obstacles that often hold us back: laziness and excuses. These two seemingly harmless habits can quietly sabotage our progress, leaving us feeling stuck and unfulfilled. Let's call this turning point that spark within. It's that inner voice that whispers, "Hey, you're better than this." Our protagonist starts to feel a sense of restlessness, a growing desire to break free from the chains of mediocrity. He begins to wonder, what if I started improving just one area of my life each day? At first, it sounds silly. One area of life each day? What a tiny step. But the truth is, it's a game changer. By focusing on just one thing, our protagonist can start to build momentum. He can develop a sense of accomplishment and confidence that will propel him forward. Imagine waking up each morning with a clear intention. Today, I will improve my language skills. Or, today, I will work on my physical fitness. The possibilities are endless, and the excitement is palpable. Our protagonist starts to see the potential for growth and development in every aspect of his life. Now, I want to share a personal story with you. A few years ago, I was struggling with my writing skills. I felt like I was stuck in a rut, and my writing was suffering as a result. So, I made a conscious decision to dedicate just 15 minutes each day to writing. I started with short exercises, like free writing or journaling. Over time, I began to see improvement in my writing. My sentences became more concise, my ideas more coherent. The key is to start small. Don't try to overhaul your entire life in one day. That's overwhelming, and it's a recipe for disaster. Instead, focus on making tiny, incremental improvements. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small they may seem. Before you know it, you'll be on a roll, and your growth will accelerate exponentially. This is the power of daily improvement. It's a mindset shift that will transform your life in profound ways. By committing to small, daily changes, you'll develop a sense of discipline and perseverance that will carry you through even the toughest challenges. As our protagonist continues on his journey, he starts to notice the subtle yet significant changes in his life. His relationships improve, his work becomes more engaging, and his overall well-being increases. He's not just improving one area of his life, he's transforming his entire existence. In the next section, we'll explore the concept of small progress and how it's essential to our growth. We'll dive deeper into the psychology behind incremental improvement and how it can lead to profound breakthroughs. Stay tuned. Section 12: Conquering Laziness and Excuses for Good. As we continue our journey of self-improvement, it's essential to address two significant obstacles that often hold us back: laziness and excuses. These two seemingly harmless habits can quietly sabotage our progress, leaving us feeling stuck and unfulfilled.
Laziness, in particular, is a sneaky foe. It creeps in under the guise of relaxation, making us believe that taking it easy is the key to happiness. But the truth is, laziness is a form of self-sabotage. It prevents us from pursuing our goals, stifling our growth, and leaving us feeling like we're not living up to our potential. Think about it. When was the last time you accomplished something truly remarkable while being lazy? Excuses, on the other hand, are like a shield that protects us from the discomfort of taking action. We tell ourselves that we're too busy, too tired, or too overwhelmed, and before we know it, the days turn into weeks and the weeks turn into months. But excuses are just that, excuses. They're not a reason, they're a cop-out. They prevent us from taking ownership of our lives and making progress towards our goals. So, how do we conquer laziness and excuses? The answer lies in making small, incremental changes to our daily routine. It's not about making drastic changes or trying to overhaul our entire lives. It's about taking one tiny step towards improvement each day. Let's take the example of our protagonist, Alex. Alex was stuck in a rut, feeling like he was barely scraping by. He was tired of making excuses and wanted to make a change. So, he started small. Each day, he committed to improving one area of his life, whether it was waking up 30 minutes earlier, taking a 10-minute walk, or practicing a new skill for 20 minutes. At first, it felt silly, but as the days went by, Alex noticed a subtle shift. He felt more energized, more motivated, and more confident. The key is to focus on small progress, not grand achievements. Think about it. If you're trying to run a marathon, you don't start by running 26 miles. You start with small increments, a few miles, a few days a week, and before you know it, you're running farther and faster than you ever thought possible. So, how can you apply this principle to your own life? What's one area of your life that you'd like to improve? Is it your physical health, your relationships, or your career? Whatever it is, start small. Commit to making one tiny change each day. It might be as simple as drinking an extra glass of water, taking a few deep breaths, or practicing a new skill for 10 minutes. Remember, the goal is not to be perfect, it's to make progress. And progress is not always linear. Some days you'll make huge strides, while others you'll take tiny steps. But the key is to keep moving forward no matter what. As Alex's story illustrates, small progress can lead to significant growth. And it's not just about the end result, it's about the journey itself. It's about the sense of accomplishment you feel each day, the confidence you build, and the person you become. So, the question is, what's holding you back? Is it laziness, excuses, or something else entirely? Whatever it is, it's time to confront it head-on. Take small steps towards improvement each day, and watch how your life transforms before your eyes. In the next section, we'll explore the importance of self-awareness and how it can help you make sustainable changes in your life. But for now, let's focus on the power of small progress. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about making progress, and progress is within your grasp, starting right now. Section 13. The Turning Point. From Excuses to Action. As we reach the midpoint of our story, let's take a closer look at the character's life. He's been stuck in a rut for far too long, and it's time for a change. The turning point comes when he realizes that he's been making excuses for his lack of progress. He's been saying things like, "I'll start tomorrow," "I'm too tired," or "I'm just not good enough." But the truth is, these excuses are just that, excuses. We've all been there, haven't we? Telling ourselves that we'll start working on our goals tomorrow, or that we'll get to it eventually. But the problem is, tomorrow never comes, and eventually turns into next week, then next month, and before we know it, months have turned into years. It's time to stop making excuses and start taking action. So, how do we break free from this cycle of excuses and start making progress? The answer is simple. We start small. Instead of trying to change everything at once, we focus on one area of our lives where we want to see improvement. For our character, it might be exercise, or learning a new skill, or even just getting out of bed earlier each day. The key is to find something that we can realistically accomplish in a short amount of time. Let's say our character decides to start by exercising for just 10 minutes each day. That's it, just 10 minutes. It's not a lot, but it's enough to get him started. And the best part is, once he's started exercising, he can build on that momentum and gradually increase the duration and intensity of his workouts. The same principle applies to other areas of our lives. If we want to improve our relationships, we can start by scheduling a weekly call with a friend or family member. If we want to improve our productivity, we can start by implementing a simple to-do list system. The point is, we don't have to try to change everything at once. We can start small and gradually build up to bigger changes over time. This approach might seem too simple, too easy, but trust me, it's not. It's actually quite powerful. By focusing on small, achievable goals, we can build a sense of momentum and confidence that will carry us through even the toughest challenges. And before we know it, we'll be well on our way to becoming the best version of ourselves. As we continue on this journey, keep in mind that progress is not always linear. There will be ups and downs, successes and setbacks. But the key is to stay consistent, to keep pushing forward even when things get tough. Remember, it's the small daily improvements that add up to make a big difference in the long run. In the next section, we'll explore the importance of small progress and how it can lead to significant growth and transformation. Section 14. Overcoming the hurdles of low potential. You know, we've all been there, stuck in a rut, feeling like we're barely scraping the surface of our potential. It's like we're sleepwalking through life, waiting for something to magically change. But the truth is, it's up to us to take the first step towards making that change. In this section, we'll explore the common pitfalls that hold us back from reaching our full potential and how we can overcome them. The pitfall of laziness. Laziness is a sneaky one. It creeps in quietly, making us feel like we're not good enough, or that the effort required to make a change is just too much. We start to make excuses, telling ourselves that we're too tired, too busy, or too stressed to take action. But the truth is, laziness is a choice. We can choose to let it hold us back, or we can choose to push through it. Take the example of John, a 30-year-old software engineer who felt stuck in his career. He was making decent money, but he felt like he was just going through the motions. He was too afraid to take the leap and pursue his passion for photography, fearing that he wouldn't be good enough or that he'd fail. But one day he realized that he was letting his own laziness hold him back. He started small, taking just 15 minutes a day to practice photography. Before long, he was hooked, and his passion for photography started to spill over into other areas of his life. The excuse-making trap. Excuses are another common pitfall that holds us back from reaching our full potential. We make excuses for why we can't start a new project, why we can't change our habits, or why we can't pursue our dreams. But the truth is, excuses are just a form of laziness in disguise. We're giving ourselves permission to stay stuck, to stay in our comfort zone. Let's take the example of Sarah, a marketing manager who wanted to start a side hustle as a writer. She had always been passionate about writing, but she was too afraid to take the leap, fearing that she wouldn't be good enough or that she'd fail. But one day she realized that she was making excuses. She started small, committing to just 30 minutes a day to write. Before long, she was hooked, and her writing started to flourish. The power of daily improvement. So, how do we overcome laziness and excuses and start making progress towards our goals? The key is to start small. We don't need to make a drastic change overnight. We can start with just 10 minutes a day and gradually increase the amount of time we dedicate to our goals. Take the example of Mark, a personal trainer who wanted to improve his physique. He started small, committing to just 10 minutes a day of exercise. Before long, he was hooked, and his progress was rapid. He increased his daily exercise time to 30 minutes, then an hour, and before long, he was in the best shape of his life. The benefits of small progress. Small progress may seem insignificant, but it's actually the key to making lasting change. When we start small, we build momentum and confidence. We start to see progress, no matter how small, and that motivates us to keep going. We also start to develop habits that stick, habits that become a part of our daily routine. Take the example of Emily, a busy entrepreneur who wanted to start a meditation practice. She started small, committing to just 5 minutes a day of meditation. Before long, she was hooked, and her meditation practice became a daily habit. She increased her daily meditation time to 10 minutes, then 20 minutes, and before long, she was feeling more focused and calm than ever before. Growth and the better self. So, how do we know when we're making progress towards our goals? We know when we're growing, when we're becoming a better version of ourselves. Growth is not always linear, but it's always possible. We can grow in our relationships, our careers, our skills, and our character. Take the example of Michael, a young professional who wanted to improve his public speaking skills. He started small, joining a local Toastmasters group. Before long, he was hooked, and his public speaking skills improved dramatically. He started to take on more leadership roles, and his confidence soared. The final step, becoming your best self. We start by acknowledging our potential and taking the first step towards making a change. We start small, making progress one step at a time. We build momentum and confidence, and we develop habits that stick. We grow, we learn, and we become a better version of ourselves. In the final section, we'll explore the next steps towards becoming your best self. We'll talk about how to create a growth mindset, how to overcome obstacles, and how to stay motivated on the journey towards success. So, stay tuned. Section 15. The Turning Point. From Excuses to Daily Improvement. You know we've all been there, stuck in a rut, feeling like we're not living up to our potential. It's easy to get caught up in excuses and blame external factors for our lack of progress. But the truth is, our potential is within us, and it's time to take ownership of it. Meet John, our protagonist. John's been feeling stuck for months, unable to find the motivation to pursue his passions. He's constantly making excuses, telling himself he's too tired, too busy, or too old to make a change. Sound familiar? We've all been there, right? But here's the thing. Excuses only hold us back. They keep us from growing, from learning, and from becoming the best version of ourselves. One day, John had an epiphany. He realized that he'd been letting his laziness and excuses control his life for too long. He knew it was time to take action. The turning point for John came when he decided to focus on one area of his life, his physical health. He started by committing to a daily 10-minute workout, no matter what. That's it, just 10 minutes a day. But here's the key. It was a start. Think about it. 10 minutes a day might not seem like a lot, but it's a start. It's a commitment to ourselves, to our growth, and to our potential. And the best part is, it's achievable. Anyone can find 10 minutes a day to do something positive. The point is, it's not about being perfect. It's about making progress. Now I know what you're thinking, but what if I'm not a morning person? Or I'm too tired to exercise? The truth is, we all have excuses, but the only way to overcome them is to face them head-on. John's 10-minute workout was a small step, but it was a start. And as he continued to show up to his workouts, he started to see progress. He got stronger, more confident, and more motivated. The key is to focus on small, achievable goals. Don't try to tackle everything at once. Break it down into smaller, manageable chunks. For John, it was 10 minutes a day. For you, it might be 10 minutes a day of learning a new skill, or 10 minutes a day of practicing a new habit. The point is, it's about progress, not perfection. As John continued to show up to his workouts, he started to feel a sense of accomplishment. He realized that he was capable of more than he thought. And that's when the real magic happens. When we start to see progress, we start to believe in ourselves. We start to believe that we're capable of achieving our goals. So, here's the question. What's holding you back? What's your excuses? Is it fear, laziness, or something else? Whatever it is, it's time to face it head-on. It's time to take ownership of your potential. And it starts with small, achievable goals. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about making progress. John's 10-minute workout was a start, and it's a reminder that we all have the power to create positive change in our lives. So, what are you waiting for? Take the first step today. Commit to a daily improvement, no matter how small it may seem. And watch how your life transforms as you become the best version of yourself. Takeaway. Focus on small, achievable goals. Break it down into manageable chunks. Show up to your commitments no matter what. And watch how your life transforms as you become the best version of yourself. Section 16. The Power of Small Progress. As we continue on this journey to become our best version, it's essential to acknowledge that growth is a gradual process. We often get caught up in grand, ambitious plans, only to get discouraged when we don't see immediate results. But here's the thing. Small progress is just as valuable as big wins. Let's take a closer look at how small daily improvements can lead to significant growth. Imagine a person who's been stuck in a rut, making excuses and justifying their laziness. They might say things like, "I'm too tired to exercise," or "I don't have time to learn a new skill." But what if we flipped the script and said, "Today I will dedicate 10 minutes to improving my physical health." That's it, just 10 minutes a day. But over time, those 10 minutes turn into 30, then 60, and before you know it, you're making progress toward your goal. The key is to focus on the daily improvement, not the end result. By doing so, you'll be amazed at how quickly you can build momentum and achieve your goals. One of the most significant obstacles to growth is our tendency to compare ourselves to others. We see someone else's success and think, "Why can't I be like that?" But here's the thing. Comparison is a recipe for dissatisfaction. Instead, focus on your own progress, no matter how small it may seem. Celebrate your wins, no matter how insignificant they may appear. To illustrate this point, Let's consider the story of a young artist who's struggling to find inspiration. She might look at the work of her peers and feel discouraged, thinking, "I'll never be as talented as they are." But what if she shifted her focus to her own daily practice? Instead of comparing herself to others, she might say, "Today I will spend 30 minutes working on my craft." Over time, those 30 minutes turn into hours, and before you know it, she's created something truly remarkable. The power of small progress lies in its ability to build confidence and momentum. When we focus on daily improvement, we start to see growth in areas we never thought possible. We begin to believe in ourselves, and our self-doubt starts to fade away. It's a beautiful thing, and it's something that anyone can achieve. So, I want to leave you with a challenge today. What's one area of your life where you can commit to daily improvement? Is it exercise, learning a new skill, or something else entirely? Whatever it is, I want you to take one small step today. Don't worry about the end result. Just focus on the daily progress. Because when you do, you'll be amazed at how quickly you can become the best version of yourself. Actionable tips. Identify one area of your life where you can commit to daily improvement. Start small. 10, 15, or 30 minutes a day is a great place to begin. Focus on the daily progress, not the end result. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small they may seem. Build momentum by consistently showing up and putting in the work. Reflection questions. What's one area of your life where you've been making excuses or justifying laziness? What's one small step you can take today to improve that area? How can you focus on the daily progress rather than comparing yourself to others? What's the first step you'll take tomorrow to build momentum and achieve your goals? Section 17. Breaking free from excuses and embracing daily improvement. You know, I've always been fascinated by the concept of potential. We all have it, but not everyone taps into it. Today, I want to share a story that I believe will resonate with many of you. It's a story about living below your potential and the journey to becoming your best self. Meet Alex, a talented young musician who had always dreamed of making it big in the music industry. However, instead of taking bold steps towards his goal, he found himself stuck in a cycle of excuses and laziness. Every time he tried to make progress, he'd come up with a reason why he couldn't, and before he knew it, months had passed, and he was no closer to achieving his dreams. Alex's excuses were countless. He was too tired, too busy, too nervous, or too uninspired. He'd spend hours scrolling through social media, watching YouTube videos and playing video games, but when it came to working on his music, he just couldn't seem to muster up the motivation. One day, Alex hit rock bottom. He realized that he'd been living in a state of stagnation, and it was time for a change. He decided that he wanted to become a better version of himself, and that started with making small improvements every day. It all began with a simple commitment. Alex vowed to practice his guitar for just 10 minutes each day. That's it, 10 minutes. It was a tiny step, but it was a start. And, to his surprise, it wasn't as hard as he thought it would be. In fact, those 10 minutes turned into 15, then 30, and eventually he found himself practicing for hours on end. The key to Alex's transformation was that he started small. He didn't try to tackle everything at once. Instead, he focused on making progress, one tiny step at a time. And as he did, he began to notice a shift in his mindset. He started to believe in himself, and his confidence grew. Now, I want to ask you, have you ever felt stuck, like you're living below your potential? Maybe you're struggling with laziness or excuses, just like Alex. Well, I've got some good news for you. It's never too late to make a change. Here's the thing. Improvement is a journey, not a destination. It's about taking small steps each day, building on your progress, and celebrating your successes. And the best part? You don't have to wait until you feel motivated to start. You can start today, right now, with just a tiny step. So, what's holding you back? Is it laziness, excuses, or fear? Whatever it is, I want you to know that you have the power to overcome it. You have the power to become your best self. In the next section, we'll be discussing the importance of setting goals and creating a plan to achieve them. But for now, take a moment to reflect on your own life. What's one area where you'd like to make progress? What's one tiny step you can take today to move closer to your goal? Remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about being better. And with small, consistent progress, you can achieve greatness. Stay tuned for the next section where we'll explore the world of goal setting and planning. Section 18. Become your best version, a short story with big lesson, Zeno Vibes. As we continue our journey to becoming our best selves, let's take a moment to reflect on what's holding us back from reaching our full potential. For many of us, it's not a lack of talent or resources, but rather a mindset that's stuck in a rut. In this section, we'll explore a common obstacle that can prevent us from growing and improving: low potential, laziness, and excuses. Have you ever found yourself feeling stuck, like you're not living up to your full potential? You might be wondering why you're not making progress, why you're not achieving your goals, or why you're not feeling fulfilled. It's easy to get caught up in excuses and blame external factors, but the truth is, the power to change lies within you. Let's take a closer look at the story of Alex, a young man who's struggling to find his footing. Alex is bright, talented, and has a lot to offer, but he's stuck in a rut. He spends most of his days lounging on the couch, binge-watching TV shows and playing video games. When friends ask him to join them for a hike or a workout, he makes excuses, saying he's too tired or too busy. His lack of motivation has become a habit, and he's starting to feel like he's not living up to his potential. Alex's story is not unique. Many of us can relate to feeling stuck, feeling like we're not good enough, or feeling like we're not making progress. But here's the thing, it's never too late to change. It's never too late to start making progress, to start growing and improving. The key is to take small steps, to start with small, achievable goals. Imagine Alex deciding to improve just one area of his life each day. Maybe it's as simple as going for a 10-minute walk, or making a healthy breakfast, or learning a new skill for 10 minutes a day. It's not about making drastic changes, but about making small, incremental progress. And as he starts to make progress, he'll begin to feel more confident, more motivated, and more fulfilled. The journey to becoming our best selves is not about reaching perfection, but about making progress, one step at a time. It's about recognizing our strengths and weaknesses and using that knowledge to make intentional choices. It's about being kind to ourselves and acknowledging that it's okay to make mistakes. As Alex continues to make progress, he'll start to notice changes in his life. He'll feel more energized, more focused, and more confident. He'll start to see the world in a new light, with new possibilities and opportunities. And most importantly, he'll start to believe in himself, to trust in his abilities, and to know that he's capable of achieving great things. So, what can we learn from Alex's story? We can learn that it's never too late to change, that it's never too late to start making progress. We can learn that small steps add up, and that incremental progress can lead to significant growth. And we can learn that the power to change lies within us, and that we have the ability to become our best selves. In the next section, we'll explore the importance of setting goals and creating a plan for achieving them. We'll talk about how to set realistic goals, how to break them down into smaller, achievable steps, and how to create a system for tracking progress. But for now, let's take a moment to reflect on what's holding us back from reaching our full potential. Let's take a moment to acknowledge our strengths and weaknesses and to make a commitment to ourselves to start making progress one step at a time. Section 19. Embracing the power of small progress. Welcome back to our journey of self-improvement. In the last section, we discussed the importance of acknowledging our weaknesses and taking the first step towards growth. Today, we're going to dive deeper into the world of small progress and how it can be the catalyst for transforming our lives. As we've all experienced at some point, it's easy to get caught up in grand, ambitious plans that promise overnight success. However, the harsh reality is that true growth happens incrementally, one small step at a time. It's the consistent effort and dedication to improving just one area of our lives daily that can lead to remarkable transformations. Let's take the story of our protagonist, Alex, as an example. Alex had always felt stuck in his life, constantly making excuses for why he couldn't achieve his goals. He would wake up late, blaming the weather or traffic for his tardiness. He would procrastinate on work projects, claiming he didn't have the necessary skills, and he would spend hours scrolling through social media, justifying it as a much-needed break. But one day, something clicked. Alex realized that he had been living below his potential for far too long. He understood that his excuses were nothing more than a crutch to avoid taking responsibility for his life. So, he made a decision. He would improve one area of his life daily, no matter how small it seemed. At first, it was tough. Alex struggled to find the motivation to get out of bed on time. He fought the urge to hit the snooze button, telling himself that just one more minute wouldn't hurt. But he persisted, setting his alarm clock 15 minutes earlier each day and gradually building up to a consistent wake-up time. As the days went by, Alex noticed a significant change within himself. He felt more energized, more focused, and more confident. He started to tackle his work projects with renewed enthusiasm, and his productivity soared. He even began to enjoy his daily commute, using the time to listen to podcasts and learn new skills. The key to Alex's transformation was his commitment to small progress. He didn't try to change everything at once. Instead, he focused on making one small improvement each day. And as the days turned into weeks and the weeks turned into months, Alex's life began to transform in astonishing ways. So, what can we learn from Alex's story? Firstly, that small progress is still progress. It may not seem like much at first, but it's the cumulative effect of these small improvements that leads to significant growth. Secondly, that excuses are just a barrier to taking responsibility for our lives. We need to acknowledge our weaknesses and take ownership of our actions. As you reflect on your own life, ask yourself, what's one area where you can make small progress today? Is it waking up 15 minutes earlier each day? Is it taking a 10-minute walk during your lunch break? Is it learning a new skill or hobby? Whatever it is, commit to making small progress daily and watch how your life transforms over time. In the next section, we'll explore the concept of growth and how it's directly linked to our ability to adapt and learn. Stay tuned and let's continue our journey of self-improvement together. Call to action. Take a few minutes to reflect on your own life and identify one area where you can make small progress today. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, and let's support each other on our journey to becoming our best selves. Section 20. Section 20. The turning point, becoming your best self. You know, we've all been there, stuck in a rut, feeling like we're not living up to our potential. But what if I told you that the key to unlocking your full potential is simpler than you think? It's not about grand, sweeping changes, but rather about making small, incremental improvements every day. Now, I want to share with you a story about a guy I'll call Alex. Alex was a talented musician, but he had given up on his dreams of becoming a professional musician. He had a decent job, a cozy apartment, and a comfortable life, but he felt unfulfilled. He would often think to himself, "I'm not good enough," or "I'm too old to start over." These thoughts held him back from pursuing his passion, and before long, he became stuck in a rut of laziness and excuses. Alex would spend his days lounging on the couch, scrolling through social media, and making excuses for why he couldn't practice his music. "I'm too tired," "I don't have time," or "I'm not good enough yet." These excuses became a self-fulfilling prophecy, and before long, Alex had lost touch with his creative side. One day, something clicked inside of Alex. He realized that he had a choice to make. He could continue to live a life of mediocrity, or he could take control of his destiny and start making small improvements every day. Alex decided to start with one thing: practicing his guitar for just 10 minutes a day. That's it, just 10 minutes. Now, you might be thinking, 10 minutes a day? That's not going to make a difference. But here's the thing, it's not about the amount of time, it's about the consistency. By committing to practice his guitar every day, Alex was able to build a habit that would eventually lead to significant progress. As Alex continued to practice, he started to notice small improvements in his playing. His fingers were getting stronger, his technique was improving, and he was starting to enjoy the process of learning again. He began to see that it wasn't about being perfect, it was about making progress, no matter how small. The key to Alex's success was not the amount of time he spent practicing, but rather the fact that he was consistent. He showed up every day, even if it was just for 10 minutes. And that's the key to making progress in any area of your life. It's not about grand, sweeping changes, but rather about making small, incremental improvements every day. So, what can you learn from Alex's story? The first thing is that you have the power to choose how you want to live your life. You can continue to live a life of mediocrity, or you can take control of your destiny and start making small improvements every day. The second thing is that it's not about being perfect. It's about making progress, no matter how small. In conclusion, becoming your best self is not a destination. It's a journey. It's about making small, incremental improvements every day and being consistent in your efforts. So take a page out of Alex's book and start making progress in your own life. Start with one thing, something small that you can commit to every day. It might be practicing a new skill, exercising more, or simply showing up to work on time. Whatever it is, remember that it's not about being perfect, it's about making progress, no matter how small. And that's the final lesson from our story today. I hope you found it inspiring and motivating. Remember, becoming your best self is a journey, not a destination. It's about making small, incremental improvements every day and being consistent in your efforts. So, go out there and make it happen. You got this. Call to action. If you want to start making progress in your own life, here are a few things you can do. Start with one thing, something small that you can commit to every day. Be consistent in your efforts. Show up every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Focus on making progress, not perfection. Surround yourself with people who support and encourage you. And most importantly, believe in yourself and your ability to make a change. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content on self-improvement and personal growth.